Hi guys, kia ora. It's Jen from Chronic Illness Cat, and today we're vlogging from the incredibly attractive kitten warehouse I talked to you guys about in the Meet the Adventure Time Kittens video. Today I wanted to have some really cool things handy to show you my favorite tips on Spoonie living, hygiene, and fashion, but little baby Fiona has a sick tummy at the moment, so I decided I would lay her on my lap and give her some comfort while filming this. So Marceline climbed into my top. You can see she's having a wee sleep. So it's not exactly as I had planned, but I thought it was really important to get the video to you because there were so many great suggestions. Thank you guys so much for listening and for giving your advice and experiences. And I really hope we can get through them all today. I wanted to talk about my top tips. For one, I don't buy store-bought clothes. I mean, I do. I don't buy them from shops. So this top, secondhand, I got it for $1. Pretty much everything I own, barring underwear and bras, I buy secondhand because I find they're so much softer. I'm a real itchy person. Like, I can't stand some fabrics. I'm very tactile, and the feel of some fabrics until they're soft, I just can't cope with. It's also really easy on the budget that way. I have a great tip. So if you're viewing from New Zealand and you happen to live in the Wellington region, take a hike up past the Kenipuru Hospital in Porirua and visit Trash Palace. That's honestly, honest to God, where I get all of my clothes. They don't come from the trash. People donate them. Adult clothes, $1 a piece. Kids clothes, 50 cents each. I get great deals there all the time. That's my top tip. My second tip is talcum powder. Now, this will depend on how sensitive you are to smells, textures, feelings. If you're super sensitive to chemicals like I am, I first started with corn flour. So what you guys can notice is I have incredibly thin hair on the top. This is from prednisone. Basically in 2008, I think it was, I started taking methotrexate, and I lost a good 75% of my hair. It hasn't grown back fully on the top, we think, because of the prednisone. Underneath, it's really thick, but the magic thing is it grew, the back stuff grew back black, and it's curly. I normally have really straight hair, and it used to be really mousy brown, but the bottom stuff grew back thick, curly, and black, and the top stuff is, well, there's not much there. So for me, if I wash my hair regularly, it just falls out, and it falls out crazy. I just dyed it. It was supposed to be hazelnut, but it kind of looks purple to get rid of some grays. The grays didn't go away. It's kind of purple now, and I'm not really a huge fan of purple hair on myself. But in the early days, when I was far too tired to wash my hair daily, and my hair gets really oily really quickly, probably because it's super thin on the top, I would take corn flour, and I hate the texture of corn flour. It drives me crazy, but just a few shakes in and voila, I haven't spent a whole bunch of money. I've never tried dry shampoo. I'm a bit concerned about the fragrances in them. Sorry if you hear them meow. Everybody's cuddling in my lap. Although after seeing all of these suggestions, I am going to try dry shampoo. So corn flour is how I used to wick away oil in my hair. These days I use talcum powder. I've built up a sensitivity, well, not sensitivity, I've desensitized myself. I've built up an ability to tolerate talcum powder. I actually get all of my talcum powder through my Avon lady Eleanor. She is lovely and I adore her. It was her suggestion to try talcum powder. I was finding that I feel like I'm going to die if I have a shower, and I'm not being dramatic. It's something about the standing, the heat, perhaps using so much energy to stay warm. I'm not sure what it is about showers. I honestly get out of the shower and I feel like death. I feel completely drained of life. It's very hard to formulate sentences and words. Sometimes I just have to grunt and point, and it's horrible. Um, Baths I find are very difficult for me to get out of. My knees crack and ache. So I try to have a bath 2 to 3 times a week. I'll have a shower if I've had a fever and I'm horribly sweaty. Otherwise, and I'm sorry, family, it's talcum powder. I use it everywhere. Everywhere you can put talcum powder, I put it. I find Avon have them often. This is New Zealand prices, 3 for $12. I don't trust really anything I can get from a dollar store. I know some people do. I don't. I've had bad issues when I was first starting talcum powder, and I think it's because of the fragrances they use. I find Avon's I can tolerate a little bit better, and they come in some nice scents. My favorite is Little Black Dress, so for you Little Black Dress fans out there, I love it. I feel pretty, and for me that's rare. The talcum powder helps me feel that way. Um, Another suggestion is get your hair cut regularly if you can afford it. So I haven't had my hair cut since netball started in March. I coached my daughter's year 4A team, the Diamonds. We had a great record. And when I got it cut, my biggest query was, what can I do to hide this? I am 5 feet tall. So everybody is like here, and I'm way down here, so everybody can see this. And it's really, really embarrassing sometimes, especially at job interviews, when the person says, "Why don't you have any hair?" And you haven't quite been super out about your illness. Yeah, it can get awkward. I hate it. You know, I mean, I've even thought about buying brown colored markers, felt pens, and filling it in. But what she suggested was fringe or bangs. They didn't look good on me. I hate them. They rub on my face and drive me crazy. They'd made my face so much oilier, and I hated it. Couldn't stand it. So now I'm at this awkward phase of trying to grow the fringe out and trying to stimulate hair growth. A lot of people have suggested Nioxin. That's Nioxxin, Nioxin. Here you can only get it from salons, and they sell you a 3-piece system, which is shampoo, conditioner, and a sort of like on scalp solution. It makes your hair real crispy that, yeah, you can't even get your fingers through it. They recommend that you try it for a period of about 4 months before you decide whether it's working or not. So it sounds a lot like any other medical plan. It's apparently not medicated, so it's not like a Regain or any of those. It's supposedly natural based. I haven't had any skin reactions to it, and I'm a highly sensitive person, but it's expensive. Here in New Zealand, the 3-system set costs about $120. Maybe you could swing a discount if you have a sob story. I couldn't. In fact, somebody told me to stop buying it from the salon and order it from Amazon.com and just pay the shipping. And I think the shipping was about $28. Oh my gosh! So that's how much cheaper it is on Amazon. Sometimes you can find people selling their kits if they didn't like it. I use the 4-colored hair. Have I seen any dramatic growth? No. Maybe if it's because I'm on the steroid. I've been on prednisone for 7.5 years. I'm probably going to be on it for the rest of my life. Whenever I go up in doses, the hair comes out. Whenever I drop back down, I start to regrow. So I don't think the Nioxin is going to help me, but it may help you. So if you've never heard of Nioxin or you've tried Nioxin, leave a comment because I want to know. I want to tell people, you know, what's going on. Argan oil is huge in my house. Again, we buy ours from Avon. I've tried a few other brands. Some people put fragrances in it because it can, I mean, it's an oil. It's not going to smell like rainbows and kittens. It's going to smell like oil. Argan oil, it's not a bad oil. It's not a bad smell. But some people put fragrance in it, and immediately everyone in my family starts breaking out, and that's horrible. So I get mine from Avon. I tolerate it really well. Sometimes you can get it for $12. The general price is about $18 New Zealand. Again, these prices are going to be completely different to what you pay wherever you are in the world, and we tend to pay out the bottom for things down here. So if you happen to know a cheaper brand of argan oil that works just as well, leave it in the comments, definitely. I use argan oil on my skin. I use almond oil on my skin. I've tried peach kernel oil. I find almond oil is cheaper. I wash my face and everything with Dove soap. I don't have a reaction to it. I don't really try anything else. For wrinkles, and I'm starting to get wrinkles, I'm 33. I'm using a Garnier product. It's in a red container. It comes in day, night, and one with the sunscreen. I tend to not use products with sunscreen because sunscreen is one of the biggest triggers in people with sensitive skin. If you are on medication that makes you more likely to burn in the sun, so sun-sensitive medications, you should be slathering yourself in sunscreen, but be careful because you'll also become more sensitive to the chemicals in the sunscreen. So for sunscreen, we use a New Zealand product called Oasis. It's completely natural. It's made down in Christchurch. It's completely changed our lives. It's the best product I think I can recommend for sunscreen, so I buy everything without sunscreens. The Garnier comes without sunscreen. That's what I put on at night. I've recently tried the L'Oreal Youth Code, I think it is. I'm breaking out about 2 or 3 times that I'm trying it. So out of 3 times, I'll survive once, and then I'll break out. But I'm liking it. I'm building it up gradually. I don't think it's making any difference to me. I used to get my eyebrows done once a month. I've got very thick, very coarse eyebrows. Even wax sometimes won't rip those babies out. But because I'm not working, I can't afford the $20 a month to get it done. So they're not looking too great, but not too shabby. So for me, I like to feed my skin because I'm on the steroid and so many medications. I get dry skin, get dry eyes, get a dry mouth. And I basically feed my skin with almond oil. If you have issues with nuts, don't try that. Try something else. Almond oil I find is very cheap. You can get it in a really good grade. Some people use coconut oil. I can't tolerate the smell. I'm very sensitive with chemicals. A product that we use, well, it's actually a brand that we only use in this. It's going to be backwards to you, but it's called Earthwise. I don't know if you can get Earthwise around the world because it's made in New Zealand, so you probably can't. But all of their products, no one in my family has reacted to. And actually, we are testing their new liquid laundry pods to make sure that the sacks that the pods come in don't cause any chemical issues for people in my family. In here, I do use proper products, as some people would say, proper products. Mr. Muscle, I find is really good for kitten poop. So yeah, for them, I use proper products, but for the rest of us, it's got to be earthy, organic, it's got to be natural. So let's get on to your suggestions. All right, Lynn Lambert, who blogs over at Lynn Lambert Writes at WordPress, says, I just bought myself one of those 2,000 flushes toilet cleaners, which means I won't have to scrub the toilet for 4 whole months, and some Method Daily Shower Cleaner, which doesn't require any scrubbing when you use it after every bath and shower. Earlier in the fall, I organized a garden party barbecue. I provided the burgers, and my friends came. Oh, my friends gave my container garden some attention. That's a really cool idea. We do a lot of container gardens. Things don't grow too well in Wellington, so we try. Container gardens rock. It's a great way to grow some herbs, especially if you're into herbal teas. Peppermint it self-seeds. It goes nuts. So you could have peppermint oil tea anytime you want it. Container gardens, I am telling you. As for fashion, I'm most comfortable in cotton, but a little spandex in pants is nice to minimize pressure over my abdomen. Wearing a tank top under my bra makes it more bearable for a little longer. A coordinating or contrasting scarf around my neck makes me look artistically fashionable and helps my body temperature stay more even. It's true. I wear a lot of scarves for that simple fact that you seem to be containing the heat here. So even if it's, say, inappropriate to be wearing a jacket because it's summer and you don't want to look, like that freak who's wearing the jacket, that's me. You can wear a scarf and, look, ooh. And then if you do get hot, you can take it off and then you can whack it back on the minute you get a chill. So scarves, definitely. She writes, when buying clothes, they have to be both comfortable and flattering. I don't think we should underestimate the little boost that looking good gives. At the same time, sacrificing comfort to look good is not worth the discomfort. And that is very true. I spent about 5.5 years as a slug. I mean, I didn't have a lot of mobility. I couldn't walk very well. It took a lot to feed myself. I just didn't have the energy, and I probably looked like a slug in a bathrobe for about 5.5 years. Earlier this year, I decided to make it a priority to buy clothes that look okay, that I still feel comfortable in, because I was working. I'm out and about a lot more these days than I was then. But I am not going to sacrifice Spoon's sanity and finances to appear as a runway model. This is not a runway model, never will be. So I'm not going to worry about that. All right, more tips. Let's have a look. Building Capacity over at Tumblr writes, I wear a lot of smock dresses to avoid pain in my tender midsection and put a hat on when my hair gets funky. Also, when I'm too tired to get out of bed or take a shower, I play pump-up music on my phone to give me a boost. And I think that's actually a facet of living with reduced energy that so many people don't understand. And it's like you have, okay, the way that you see people download the Couch to 5K app and they post on Facebook, tomorrow's the day, first K, and you're like, yay, rock on, and they feel really empowered and validated by running. That's the process that I go through to get into the shower, because I know the fallout. I'm going to be exhausted. Everything's going to hurt. I'm going to get cold. And when I get cold, everything falls apart. I spike a fever. I start sweating. Orthostatic hypotension in the shower, out of the shower. To run a 5K, the energy, the gumption, the motivation that other people need, that's what I need to get in the shower. So that pump-up music, totally valid. I appreciate you pointing that out because other people will not get that. Okay, the Crony Grace says, I wear a lot of sweats and comfy clothes and just add accessories to make it look better if I'm leaving the house. Scarves, necklaces, hair accessories, rings, etc. Okay. Elegant Mess Southern Belle at Tumblr says, for a smooth high ponytail, lie on your back with your head and hair just hanging off the bed. Brush or comb it into place, then secure. This, I have found, keeps me from having to brush and comb endlessly, which uses spoons on a day when I just want the hair off my neck. I am totally going to give that a try because I didn't learn how to do hair as a teenager, hence this look. So yeah, I'm totally going to get that. Perpeto at Tumblr says dry shampoo. Again, I've never tried it, so I can't give you the lowdown on dry shampoo. I would love to learn though, so leave me your comments, leave me your experiences, let me know because I may be missing out. All right, from Facebook, Amber Beatty says, when my stomach is bothering me, which is pretty much all of the time, I tend to go through yoga pants quickly. When I need to go out, I have to wear real pants and don't feel up to it. I loop a hair tie through the buttonhole on my jeans, then wrap it around the button. It gives you more wiggle room. It also helps if you're bloated for any reason. And this is something else that non-spoonies don't get. It's real pants. Again, the motivation, the mental fortitude you need to put on real pants and go somewhere it's like getting the motivation to go jogging for 45 minutes in the rain. If I have real pants on, and so we're talking I've buttoned them and I've zipped them up, I must be doing really well, or the person that I'm meeting is super special and important. Like, job interview important. Katie Max says, buckets or baskets. So many uses for keeping the house tidy. Like, I tend to snack in bed. Everybody does, Katie. And dishes build up, and it would take a few trips to bring them to the sink. So I put them in a bucket and lug them all at once. Bonus, if you spill anything in transport, buckets catch it. I guess it would be classier to use a tray, but that involves a balancing act. It helps for tidying up clutter too. You can pick one thing you need to clean up, say books lying everywhere. Go through and put the books in a bucket, then bring the buckets to the bookshelf. Saves so many steps. Also, I find washing, drying, styling my hair is a big effort, so I try and only do it twice a week. To keep hair looking fresh, sometimes I just wash my bangs over the sink, and dry shampoo helps too. Again, dry shampoo. We live by that whole basket thing. Everything in our house is big, like plastic baskets that you get from hardware shops. That's pretty much how we have everything in this house. Okay, area Lecat, I hope I said that right. Cleaning. Okay, so when I do get around to it, here's some pain-saving tips. Sweeping. We have a dustpan with a long handle, no bending necessary. I use mop slippers. I look like a nut, but they've been great. She did leave a picture of them in the comment, and they literally look like one of those microfiber sort of 3D brushes. That you put your feet in, and they look really awesome, and I'm going to get Matt to have a look for those the next time he's in the States. Depending on chemical sensitivities, this might not work, but I like the Scrubbing Bubbles line of cleaners. Less force to clean. It really does do most of the work for you, so that's really cool. Again, if you can tolerate the chemicals and you've got the cash to spend. We use vinegar, not as effective or efficient. Know your body. Learn to listen to those twinges and hints that are about to trigger a flare. Break cleaning up in waves. She writes, ask for help. When I was pathetically trying and failing to find work full-time with my illness, I couldn't wash my clothes. It was a weekend ritual I had to break. I then budgeted to send my clothes out for wash and fold services. Less than dry cleaning and is exactly what was needed. I have a friend to thank for that suggestion. Hire help or ask for help. When friends ask if they can do something, take them up on their offer. Helps to weed out who's truly there for you. Finally, swallow your pride. This is tough, especially if the diagnosis is a recent one. And she says, love to all Spoonies out there. Very true. We're going to talk about validation and asking for help and how you can help chronically ill people in another video, so not today, but we will get there. Melanie Brown says, baby wipes. They'll clean anything from personally to shoes, and you just throw them away or on the fire. We don't have a fire, so I can't account for that experience. But we have baby wipes, like loads of baby wipes. Alright, Stephanie Eaton has a few suggestions. She says, I used to make stir fry every night, which is kind of involved, but now I prep a bunch of rice and cut vegetables at the beginning of the week and just throw them on a sheet and put them in the oven for a few minutes. I'm surprised my oven-baked rice tastes just as good as fried rice. Be careful with the rice if you're on a medicine that is reducing your ability to fight illness, so like a general steroid. Make sure your rice is fresh and you're storing it proper, because that stuff can make you sick. Again, she suggests dry shampoo and says it's a lifesaver. And bananas. It might sound crazy, but I buy like 30 bananas when I go grocery shopping. It requires no preparation, no cooking, and there are no dishes to clean afterwards. Bananas keep me alive. Bananas have loads of really good health effects. If you're having trouble staying awake, eat a banana. If you're having trouble falling asleep, eat a banana. I don't know why it works in both regards, but one of the world's top specialists in myalgic encephalomyelitis, or you might know it as chronic fatigue syndrome, told everybody in the room to eat a banana first thing in the morning and eat a banana last thing at night. And if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for us. All right, Sarah Joey says, fashion advice, dry shampoo. again, dry shampoo. We all need to be trying dry shampoo. Can someone make a chemically neutral dry shampoo for us, please? She says it is a lifesaver on days when your arms are killing you and washing drying your hair is too involved. We get you. She says, my makeup routine. When I'm going somewhere that I want to wear makeup, good quality foundation. If you spend money on one makeup product, it's this. Highlighter, Benefit Watts Up. Mascara, lip gloss, done. Dab the highlighter in the corner of your eyes, brow bones, and top of the cheekbones. My very comfortable jeans. Buffalo makes a fleece jeans that feel like sweatpants. Okay, somebody go Google. Can you give us the link to buy these fleece jeans? Seriously. My favorite article of clothing is a simple jersey dress. I can throw it on over leggings. There's no buttons or anything to muck about with. Dress it up with a scarf. Dress it down with a hoodie. I wear a lot of dresses. I'm not the most fashionable person, but I buy simple all-in-one piece with sleeve dresses. I wear them over thermal long johns. I don't even bother with leggings. They don't keep my knees warm enough. I'm just going to wear thermals like, Arctic Circle, hiking thermals. They're the least attractive thing, but they keep my knees warm. Sarah says for housekeeping, Swiffer dusters, no fiddling with stinky chemicals, which is great if you can still find Swiffers. They were in New Zealand for like 5 months and they've disappeared. So to all of those of you who can buy Swiffers, who's your Swiffers? All right, Chelsea Larragee writes, baby wipes are a godsend for when you feel dirty but don't have the energy to shower. So there you go, dry shampoo and baby wipes. We need to be making boxes of these and mass sending them to every Spoonie out there. Welcome to Spoonie life. Here's your dry shampoo and baby wipes. All right, Sabrina Winchester, which is really cool because my child's middle name is Winchester, says dyeing your ace bandages and wraps, keeping stable while looking cool. Very awesome. I keep peppermint tea and Altoids around for stomach calming. She says, and I watched a 1960s video on how to load your dishwasher. Having that knowledge has saved me from having to wash things twice. This really, I was like, there are videos on how to load dishwashers? Because I am the worst dishwasher loader. Everybody comes and rearranges it so that it's systematically better. I'm too tired to give a darn. It goes in the dishwasher, I push the things in, and voila. But I did. I went and I Googled how to load your dishwasher. And I watched this really awesome video for Chow. I'll leave the Chow link in the description here on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this elsewhere, you need to come to the YouTube channel. And it was really interesting. And, I was completely right on a couple of those occasions for all of you people who've restacked my dishwasher. All right, Kif Lofstadt says, Touch Eclat by Yves Saint Laurent is like Photoshop for real life. Great when you need to pretend to function. I have long hair, but I just wash it in the shower. Sometimes I stand there and let the water do its thing and leave it to dry overnight. Stick it up with chopsticks, no styling required. If you can tolerate the heat loss, then definitely do that. I have found some sort of like quick dry microfiber hair wraps. It's got a rounded end, you put that around, you bring it up, and you hook it on the little button in the front, and it basically just sucks the water out. I still sometimes have to dry my hair if I'm not feeling very well, but if you can air dry your hair, I think that's really awesome. She says the Skechers Go Walk shoes, slip-ons with good arch support, and she says, I have a good friend who does my eyebrows for me so I can lay in her lap. I second the dry shampoo and the crock pots. Alright, so we're building a Spoonie survival box here, and it looks like it's dry shampoo, baby wipes, rice, and crock pots. Alright, Katie Wooten Bradley says, I cook via crock pot the most, and I use the crock pot liners to cut down on cleanup. I didn't even know you can get crock pot liners. I also use one recipe as the base for another. Roast one day becomes vegetable beef soup the next with a few additions. I second the basket bucket idea for tidying up. I also keep a shoe bucket, big plastic party tub, by the door for everyone to use. No hunting for shoes that way. My few pair of dresses, shoes, and boots live in my closet so they don't get scuffed, but this works wonders for everyday shoes. She says, this one may sound odd, but is a major spoon saver. I sit down to dry my hair, even though I keep a short hairstyle. Also, keeping a short hairstyle helps a ton too. So I am not a fan of short hair. I cut my hair short when my daughter was born, and I really regretted that. I do not have the face for short hair. I have the face for long hair. I need to get it cut. I'm hoping to get it cut to about here, so to take that much off, and hopefully it'll help it look less flat and less ratty. Well, funds for one, and time and energy and feeling well enough to go to a really public place, because salons are hugely public places and I hate them. Jennifer Puckett says, I keep a basket in the bedroom and one in the living room for stuff that goes to the other room, so I don't have to keep going back and forth. It also keeps clutter down since everything that goes in the bedroom is in one tidy basket. Okay, Spoonie Survival basket. So baskets seem to be a great idea. I'm glad we're not the only ones. We don't use them for transport. Everything just goes in baskets. So rock on to you guys who are actually moving them back and forth and keeping things tidy. Tara Von Doodlebug, which is epic, says, one I have for hard floors is to get a waist-high dustpan and brush so you don't have to bend over to pick up the fluff and muck. And also buying lots of fresh fruit and veggies all the time can get stupidly pricey. Buy in batches, then chop up and freeze. Very little doesn't freeze well. I definitely agree with that. We go to a farmer's market now. It's been going for yonks, but we've only recently started going. And you can get some very reasonably priced seasonal veggies. I find that it does take a bit of time and energy to prep, but once you've frozen them, like she says, they tend to freeze well. You can't freeze tomatoes. Don't freeze summer fruit. Don't freeze citrus of any kind, except pineapple. Pineapple freezes beautifully. Something about the way that their capillaries will burst when frozen, and other vegetables seem to tolerate that a lot better. Nicole Corcoran says, invest in a terry cloth robe for getting out of the shower so you can put that on, sit down to take a break if you're feeling exhausted. You'll start drying off and not get cold. So obviously Nicole and I have similar showering experiences, and I know a lot of you do as well. So if you have, sorry, I'm getting really stiff. If you guys have some good robe suggestions, please leave those. I have a beautifully soft, fleecy bathrobe, but it doesn't absorb water. The water basically just runs right off of it onto the floor. So terry cloth I may have to look into. Find it a bit itchy, but I am going to look for terry cloth. She says maxi dresses are my go-to. It seems a lot of us really prefer all-in-one dresses. I can imagine skirts are very similar. She says, I have a snack drawer of grab-and-go items in my kitchen. Example, portioned out trail mix. That's a really great idea. Anyone who has had a hungry toddler knows that you leave the house with like 85 snacks and 6 juice boxes and baby wipes. And I find that's just as useful for me. Often I have to take painkillers on the go. I suffer from a lot of nausea and vomiting. So I keep really sour things really handy. I know friends who travel with carrot sticks and apple pieces. I'm not that good. I'm more of a cracker person. So yeah, definitely have snacks that don't require the energy to even get the packets open. If you can just consume it, you're going to save spoons and you will boost your blood sugar that way. She says, keep protein drink mixes in your house for when you're too tired or hurting too much to stand. That's a really good idea. I have found that a lot of the mixes around here have artificial sweeteners in them. Artificial sweeteners are a migraine trigger for myself, so I can't really have many drinks. But I am going to try Up and Go again. Not Up and Go. I'm going to try the brain fog. Welcome. it's a mix that elderly or people who have recently been ill drink. I can't even think of the name. Sorry. She says soups and salads for the same reason. The freezer is my friend. I think that's one thing. If you can afford or budget to get the largest free fridge freezer or just a freezer that you can, you're going to save so much time. We have a super tiny freezer and it holds basically a week's worth of food and nothing more, and that's really been a downfall for us. She says medical supplies and equipment are organized in bins and shelves in one room only so that I can find them easily. Well done, Nicole. That's a really good idea. All right, Monique Hernandez says arm warmers, shawls, layers are all good Spoonie fashion items that serve functions. I didn't know you could get arm warmers. So if you guys have arm warmers, again, hook us up with the tips on where to buy them. Kathleen Hughes says, I buy a whole lot of salad items and chop them up in a mini chopper, which saves her hands, and put them into jars. Then, to make a salad, I just need some lettuce and a spoonful of each veggie, and it's ready to go. That sounds really, really interesting and really intelligent, and I need to learn about salads and jars. Kat M. Peters says jeggings are a lifesaver. They look like jeans, but have no buttons, no tight waists, and they're stretchy. The thing I have found, though, is that jeggings are just as pricey as denim, and they don't come in plus sizes. So if you know a retailer who does plus size jeggings, please hook us up with the name, the number, how to buy, because I love the idea of jeggings. They just don't come in big enough sizes. She says, I lay my clothes out for the whole week on Sunday, which is the only day I do laundry. That way I don't have to try finding and matching things later in the week. If you're allergic to adhesives and bandages, get Co-Band, cohesive bandaging. It has no adhesives and sticks only to itself. I think every single Spoonie in the world needs to know about Co-Band adhesive bandaging. She says, regular adhesives pull my skin up, as they do to so many people, especially if you're on a drug like prednisone, which is going to increase your skin sensitivity. It also thins your skin and you bruise. So a lot of adhesive, even if it says gentle adhesive, it's still glue and it's still going to pull. So this sounds really cool. And she says, if you're allergic to deodorant, there is something called Crystal. It's a saltwater spray that wicks away moisture and smell. I am going to go look for that. Grace Parker says, I lie down after my shower. It exhausts me, and lying down also helps blood pressure issues. Also, I now get hot flashes, and I take the opportunity to cool down. I am so glad to see so many other people are struggling with this issue. I think it's something no one talks about. So when we do see it in bulk, we're kind of surprised, like, oh my God, you too. This is obviously something that's affecting a whole lot of people, and we're not talking about it. And I think we need to rectify that issue and talk about showers and how showers are actually making us sick. They make me sick. I don't know if they make you sick, but I feel horrible after I have a shower. She says, I get my underwear and socks so I can put them on while I'm lying down. It protects your joints. It prevents falling or too much blood to the head. I put them all on while lying down. I don't know why I have never thought of this. I guess in the struggle to remain able, if that's going to be the word, in the struggle to remain just like everyone else and not admit that I have illness or that the shower is causing me a whole bunch of problems, I force myself to get dressed in the bathroom, and it's a horrible thing. I am going to take Grace's advice and lie down in my new robe after I have a shower and see if it actually stops me feeling so sick. Monique Hernandez says, I get my hair cut short. I make sure it's a wash and wear style so I don't need to spend extra time with hair dryers. I keep it in a natural state so I don't spend time trying to make it something it's not made to do. Very wise. That's not even just a Spoonie tip, that's like a life tip. My husband helps me dye the white hairs because I hate spending money at the hairdresser, but I know it's not an option for everyone. Yeah, and often, even if the color on the box tells you one thing, it may come out purple. So, yoga pants or leggings, elastic waisted pants with very soft waistbands. There is a line from Susan Graver called Liquid Knit, which is so super soft and doesn't stick to your skin or have heavy seams. That was Susan Graver, and it's called Liquid Knit. So somebody go look that up and hook us up. Comfortable lounge dresses and PJs for hanging around the house. Heating pads and electric blankets are a must. A nice comfy nest is also a nice thing to have all your favorite things around you if you're in a flare. Oh, to have all your favorite things around you for flare days. So that makes a lot of sense. I think if you can actively predict your flares, then the more you can do to create a nest, the better off you're going to be. She says, have fun with your mobility devices. Bedazzle, paint, or cover your cane and walker. Find ways to dye or color your braces. Those of us with vision issues because of our illnesses look for fun frames. Even for when you feel bad sometimes, putting on that pair of rhinestone glasses can make you feel a little better. And I think that's the life issue that we've got to take away, is that, you know, we do so much to fit into able people's life, and to not draw attention to ourselves, and to conform to everything that life tells us, that sometimes you just need to have fun with everything that's going on in your life. Kayleen Purser says, I use a lot of the above tips, but here are my 2 little contributions. Beauty tip for low spoon days. Sprinkle hair with powder, your choice. Or spritz perfume or scented oil onto a hairbrush. Brush your hair with your head down or tilted forward slightly if you can't bend over. Flick your hair back and voila, shiny hair, no greasiness, and a nice smell. That is something we need to try. If you can tolerate the head tilting, not everybody can, but it sounds like a really good tip. Dressing tip, leggings. You can dress up, you can dress down, wear alone with a top or under a dress. A skirt to provide a light second layer, and skirts can also double as a flowing strapless top with leggings, so extra good. I imagine that depends on the style of the skirt. Sorry, my Facebook is going off. But I actually do that as well. So that's really cool that someone else does. She says, meals in a flash. Cut up chicken breasts or thighs, brown in a fry pan, get one of those pasta in a sauce, packet mixes. Make the pasta dish and then mix it all together in the pan. You can add frozen veggies straight from your freezer to the raw chicken, and the veggies cook while the chicken browns. You can steam veggies and mix it all together at the end. It's entirely up to your spoon levels. Oh, and you can eat it straight from the pan once you've cooked it if you're really tired. We've all been there, Kayleen. We've all been there. She says you can pop the leftovers in the fridge, or to make it even easier, use a ready-cooked chicken and a pre-prepared pasta salad and tinned veggies, just warm in a pot on the stove. Of course, that is if you can eat the pasta. A lot of us are gluten-free, so if you can eat pasta, please enjoy it. Just the next time you're having a really good pasta or piece of toast, just be like, oh my god, Jen from Chronic Illness Cat can't have this, and I can. I'm eating this for you, Jen. Enjoy. Alright, Kat Ziegler Brigham says, on good days, I look at the weather and choose the week's outfits from the skin out, then put them together each in their own cubby of a hanging closet organizer. That's incredibly organized, Kat. Well done. It makes it easier to just grab a whole day's worth out of one place instead of bending and reaching in closets and drawers. Oh, that's a very good point. Having neuropathy means foot sensitivity and edema or swelling can occur often. Dr. Scholl's seamless diabetic socks are a godsend that are available in different heights and colors through Amazon. Okay, so that was Dr. Scholl's seamless diabetic socks, and you can get those through Amazon. I am going to go Google right now. She says mental health is important too. To make sure that I can still be social without having to sacrifice too many spoons, we host a regular potluck movie afternoon at our house for close friends. It's low impact but keeps the spirits up even when one can't do much. And that's so important, is to look after the you that may not be there anymore. I know that the me that used to be here, she's completely gone. And I've had to recreate a new person, and I find that I struggle with social outings and I struggle with people, but I have to do it to stay mentally healthy, and that sounds like a really, really awesome activity. She says we use backpacks to keep things in reach. I have several inexpensive string type bags that stay packed for trips to physical therapy, to the pool for water walking, to the hospital, wherever. And since my body temperature can vary wildly, dressing in layers is key. I love the jersey knit or light sweater weight options and open front cardigans from retailers like Old Navy. No closures to fumble with, but still stylish. Paired with pretty jewelry or scarves, they can dress up or down. Shoes can be an issue for me, so when I find a style that works, I tend to get 2 pairs. That way there isn't a scramble to find a backup that will do if the first gets wet or dirty somehow. I think that's a really, really good idea. I really like the brand Foot Therapy, and it's kind of spelled like her, and therapy is real fancy, and I really love the shoes. And I'd seen them for a while, and they were expensive, and I bought a pair, and I love them, and then you can't find Foot Therapy in New Zealand anymore. So that's a really good idea. She says, decorate your assistant's device for the holidays. I have a battery-operated Christmas lights on my scooter basket to add festive cheer. That is so awesome. And again, it goes back to accepting the mobility aids for what they are and the joy that they can bring you, and have fun. And I've done it with my crutches, my sticks. People think you're a bit weird. That's their issue, not yours. I love it. And finally, Emily Wilson says, when I am having a good day, I make heaps of meals like fried rice, pasta bakes, soups, then I freeze them. That way, all that needs doing is reheating them. Without this, there are days where my partner and I would starve or eat really unhealthy. Again, it helps to have a freezer. We often go the really unhealthy takeaway McDonald's sort of thing, and it's sad because my daughter shouldn't have dairy and I shouldn't have gluten, but sometimes you feel there are no options. Preparation seems to be key here. I think that's what everybody is telling us over and over again. If you find easy ways to help you prepare for those dips in life, you're going to be a whole lot better off. I have sleeping kittens everywhere and I am so sore now, but thank you so much for joining us. This video is probably twice as long as I would have liked, but I felt it was so important to get all of these to you, because it's one thing for me to tell you what's useful for me, and it's completely different to what you're telling me. So that's really awesome that we can share and we can widen our experiences. We can share brands and retailers who are meeting our needs, and we're discovering new issues. Like, I didn't know so many people have troubles with the shower. Why are we not talking about showering? It's obviously causing distress to a whole lot of people. So let's come up with some solutions for showering. I know shower seats exist. My shower is too small. I have tried. I still feel exactly the same after a shower, whether I'm sitting or standing. So once again, thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your journeys. Somebody out there needs to create a Spoonies survival pack, and it's obviously going to involve a basket, a crock pot liners, some Scholl's diabetic socks, some jeggings and leggings, dry shampoo. I think these are things that we need to pass on. It's one thing to pass on skills and oral histories, and it's another to pass on things that are obviously successful for you because someone might not even know that the option is there. Dress up those mobility devices. Come on, I want to see more. I see you guys out there all the time. Let's dress these up. Let's reclaim mobility aids. Let's reclaim what's cool. Anyways, I'm Jen from Chronic Illness Cat. Thank you so much for taking part in this and for watching. Leave your helpful hints, your solutions, leave your experiences in the comments section. If you liked this video and have a spoon, click like. If you are new to my videos, please hit subscribe so that you can get updates and you can see things like really gorgeous sleeping kittens. Look at that. Sound asleep. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!